to NOS Startup World. Today's afternoon session will be the last session, so we're closing with a great area of connected cities. With us, we have Miguel Aguiar from NOS and Inês Marques from Microsoft. We will meet them on the Q&A part of the session. And this session is about how startups are putting information and digital transformation and all this connectivity on the disposal of cities, towns, and businesses. Of course, improving people's lives. So let's welcome Ricardo with EptaSense. We're ready when you are, and the stage is yours.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for introduction. So I'm going to share now my screen to the presentation. Okay, I'm assuming now that you can see my presentation. So my name is Ricardo. I'm one of co-founders and CEO of EptaSense. And what we develop is a software that is able to do video analysis using the surveillance cameras of the facilities to do the management of the facilities, to automate the management of the facilities. So the way it works with the cameras that already exist. Of course, they can install new ones, but the goal is to do the same management processes that are being done today: parking management, visitors management, even security, of course, detects if someone is stealing something from the store or any other location. So EptaSense provides the metrics of everything that is going on, vehicles or people, without looking at the video. So this could be used by any person inside the facility. Let me show you what actually is going on behind EptaSense, what's running on the algorithms. In this particular example, this is a behavior detection from our customers in retail, that when the customer hides something on their socks, that might mean that something. So this behavior will alert the security teams in real time about this camera. Look at this camera, something is happening. Of course, the decision is always from the security. And again, in this case, it's other behavior, hiding the face from the camera. This one is quite interesting. We are using this with a lot of real estate companies. EptaSense is able to track all people in the facility without using facial recognition. So you see here, this person just entered that square, and it knew that there was a person there, and it can distinguish between a person or any other object. So in this case, of course, it's an object, is not going to track that person or that object in that area. And let me see what here in the next video. So if other person goes there, it knows it's the second person. You can see in the video it says accumulator 2. It's the second person, and there's only one person there. So it knows it's a different person without using facial recognition. The privacy is protected. And when this first person goes inside again, you can see the accumulated is still 2. There were only 2 different people inside that square. Okay, so why real estate managers wants to use this? We are working with the companies that are using this software to, for example, in a shopping center, to understand what paths visitors do inside the shopping center. If 20% of people that go to McDonald's then go to Zara, for example. This protects people's privacy while allowing the real estate manager to understand exactly how people are using the facility. This is a more common use case. This case is the heat maps. And of course, what makes us different here and very accurate is the fact that it's actually tracking the same person, or it knows that is a person, not just something moving, to do the heat maps. And here you can see EptaSense being applied for people counting. EptaSense is more accurate than the most common radar footfall that exists in most of retailers. Is able to count the same person without losing that person, without using facial recognition. It's very, very accurate for COVID examples. So EptaSense today has more than 20 analytics that they can choose from. So this allows the managers to analyze any any kind of behavior inside the facility, track any kind of objects, animals, people, cars, behaviors, etc. Our pricing, this is our pricing, $99 per month. And today we work with incredible companies across Europe, from shopping centers, warehouses, retail stores, and everything that we do, every analytic that we have is GDPR compliant. Just by curiosity, this is the founders behind EptaSense. Mauro worked in a bank and now is a certified data protection officer. And myself, I was a researcher previously to EptaSense in data science. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ricardo. Great presentation. Very, very clear. Now let's hear the jury. Any questions, please?
Do you want me to start, Inês?
Here you go, Miguel. Yeah.
Okay. So, Ricardo, congratulations on your presentation. I already knew your solution, and I believe it's a very, very useful in these times of great insecurity. I believe that it's going to be more useful when we go back again to the streets and to the stores and to going back to our normal lives. I have some questions regarding the platform. So the first one is how you guarantee the GDPR, okay? And if you can detect if it's a male or female, or what age is the person, in order to if it's possible to connect to other platforms to, for instance, direct a message to that person, and is it possible on another use case? Is it for the heat map? Is it possible to combine several cameras or not? I understood from what you said that you're agnostic to the camera, so the camera is there. You can use any camera. So if we have several cameras to fill a big room, if that heat map is available to combine the 2, 3, whatever cameras.
Yes, so it is GDPR compliant for 2 reasons. The first one, you are not looking at the videos, so you cannot connect what is happening on the screen and the reports that you are seeing. So you cannot then track the reports to people in particular. And the processing can be done in local servers that we install on the facility of the customers. So the videos never leave the facility. It works with multiple cameras. So when we do the tracking of multiple people, it is between all cameras at the same time in which the software is running. And the second question,
male or female and the age.
We are adding that to the platform, but all the analysis is in crowd. So you cannot, if you identify a female person with this age, you cannot connect the platform, the result of the platform, with something else. You can't. EptaSense was designed for privacy in mind. So you always get the crowd analysis. 20% female, blah, blah, blah. Never individually.
Okay, but if you have 50%, 70 or 80% female from 30 to 40 in that place, in that specific moment in time, I can know that, right? And I can address the, I don't know, the advertising for that specific bunch of people.
Yes, in that case, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Miguel. Ricardo, Inês.
Ricardo, thank you so much for the presentation. Really clear use cases and even the value proposition that you present here. So thanks for the energy as well. I think it would be interesting from our point of view, and this was, I had some time to actually explore your webpage and understand the different angles of implementation of your solutions. I've realized you are thinking, or at least you are considering, another scenarios apart from shopping malls and even these retail spaces. So could you share with us what are these scenarios exactly? I've noticed you have some correlation with vehicles allocations as well. So where do you see the solution evolving in the next, I don't know, few years, and what are actually the projections from your point of view in terms of what's the company, like roadmap in terms of product development?
Mm-hmm. Yes, today we have already other use cases that are less than management of facilities. For example, in warehouses, we are working with companies that is understanding the flow of the assets inside the warehouse. Instead of heat maps of people, it's heat maps of the assets for them to understand if that is being there for too long, so they could do something about it. And also we work with highways to detect car accidents on highways, queues that might mean an accident. So in the same security approach that we do with retail, we also work with highways today. Besides, we are now also working with, that's a small company, urban designers, because urban design today is people in the streets counting people, counting cars, people going this direction, and with our software, they can automate that process of the surveys.
Very nice. No, I think it's very interesting, right? Because the rationale of the platform, right, and the software really can be applied to different scenarios. I mean, different environments. So I think it's really interesting, and I mean, I look forward to see the implementation on different environments. So congratulations for that. And I'll pass it now to João. Hopefully, we also have some questions on the chat.
Yes, definitely, Ricardo. Thank you again. There's a question here trying to understand what I believe is your use case in shops, supermarkets, and shopping centers. So the question is, how can knowing someone's movement inside a shop can benefit their business? So what kind of metrics do you use, and what is it for?
Mm-hmm. Yes, in case of shopping centers, it's not the motion of the person, it's really the stores that a crowd of people enter. If they go from one store to the other, what is more or less the path, the correlation between the stores. In case of behavior analysis that we do inside the stores, that was shopping centers, inside the stores is more for security, suspicious behaviors, hiding products on their clothes, hiding the face, falling on the floor because of water, liquids. It's more for security, the part of the behavior analysis.
Thank you, Ricardo. By the way, I forgot the question was from Maria Mim de Fonseca, so you can get back in touch with her.
All right.
Are there any more questions?
I have one. Sorry, Ricardo. Can you detail a little bit, not detail, but can you tell us how is it going in terms of commercial wise, to see if you have many clients? How is it going, and how do you see the product evolve from here on?
In terms of business, yeah, we have customers. We have several customers like Lidl, CBRE, Auchan, several others that might be now. Might be public very soon as well here in Portugal. Austrian Post. Let me see now the name of Elia Group. Because of COVID, we have a little bit less traction in terms of retail, because not because of it's not important, but the priority for them is of course innovation, but in other fields. Security, for example, it's more in other fields. But we are seeing an interesting growth in part of warehousing and in the real estate, even with the pandemic.
Just one note: you could prevent people from getting together, right? So if you have two people and you can make an alarm saying, in a factory or something like that, that two people are getting closer than they're supposed to.
In workplaces, that's very important, but not in retail, because...
No, in workplaces, of course.
Yeah, in workplace, for sure, that's very important. Yeah, that's what we are doing with one of them.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ricardo. Congratulations. Now we have a very special pitch. It's directly from Australia, but unfortunately, because it's in the morning already there it's during the night there, Steve from Digital Keys sent us a great presentation. We then have to Q&A during Australian time, but let's see what Steve has to show us.
Hi everybody, my name's Steve Dunn and I'm from Digital Keys, and our presentation today is Mbot Smart Access Control. Problem with existing access control metal key type is that it's disconnected, insecure, and inefficient, and can cost companies a lot of time and money in having to manage a lot of metal keys. Existing electronic access control also requires a lot of on-site equipment, a lot of on-site network infrastructure, and is also unreliable, insecure, and battery hungry. For example, Wi-Fi Bluetooth solutions sometimes only get around 3 months battery life because they're always on. We've built a complete end-to-end MBOT smart access control solution, including MBOT smart locks, digital keys apps, access management software, and an MBOT platform with APIs, so we can interface to third-party software and apps. We've already sold thousands of commercial MBOT smart locks in the EU with Vodafone. And we're also seeing a significant amount of demand coming from energy companies and telecommunication companies to secure their assets and their critical infrastructure. This is some of our customers in Europe that we've already installed our product into, including a university, some banks, and hotels. As we all know, the IoT market is huge, and access control makes up a significant part of that market, which is expected to grow from 7.5 billion in 2018 to around 12 billion by 2024. Our product features an MBOT module, SIM card, we can do over-the-air updates, we have anti-tampering alarms inbuilt, and we can provide live event notifications to staff's phone, managers' phones. We've already had our product certified. We can offer a warranty, and it comes with access management software and digital keys app. Here are some shots of the digital keys app, access management software, and some photographs of us building a product in the MBOT lab in the UK with Vodafone. Our business model includes the sale of MBOT smart locks and also a subscription for ongoing hosting of the product. This is a snapshot of the competitive landscape, which generally includes Wi-Fi Bluetooth solutions, which is not that secure and have recently been shown to be hacked. And we've seen keycard solutions also being hacked and outdated. And then in the bottom left-hand corner, there's the traditional metal key solutions, which are, of course, very low-tech and not very secure. Anyone can pay a couple of dollars and get a metal key copied at the local hardware store. Our team is made up of experts in the telecommunications industry, and I've come from a background of having worked in local government as an asset manager, and we've also received funding from the European Commission. These are our financial projections over the next 3 years, and we're asking for a $400,000 seed investment. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation today, and if you have any questions, please get in touch. Email me, steve@digitalkeys.co, and please visit our website, digitalkeys.co. I'm just going to leave you now with a short 30-second video highlighting our solutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. I'm sure he will get back to you even if it's Australian time over there. In any case, thank you a lot. Good presentation. Thank you for sharing with us. Now we have InfraSpeak live with us with Rui. The stage is yours whenever you want.
Hello everyone. Thanks for having me this afternoon here in Portugal. So my name is Rui. I'm the VP of Growth at InfraSpeak, and I will talk a little bit about what we do. First of all, I think it's important for us to start, or to at least just try to answer a question. So how this intelligent maintenance or all these maintenance intelligence impacts the facilities management. And everything I will be sharing here with you, it's pretty much like based or powered by our customers. All this knowledge we are collecting since 2015 about the industry and about the way facilities managers and facility services providers they operate. And when we started, like almost 6 years ago, it was very interesting because we were like the first maintenance management system in the market using NFC technology. This technology we have today on credit cards for contactless payment. We started applying this to the industry because we started with this vision of transforming the industry of facilities management and maintenance management. So this is just an example of how we apply these NFC tags. This is a door in a hotel where they put the NFC tag in the door, so the technicians can actually read the tag and get access to everything that's happening in that hotel room in terms of assets and maintenance management. So we attend today more than 40,000 maintenance teams in more than 15 countries across the globe. And when we look to the world and we see everything that's happening in these facilities and in all of these countries, it's actually clear that the world is becoming more and more complex and demanding, and facilities management is becoming even more challenging for facilities managers and maintenance managers. And all this pandemic didn't do it. With this pandemic, it didn't become any easier. So, and we created this framework to understand how actually they are operating. And what we understand is that like 25% of the industry is actually struggling with having like data and KPIs, or applying technology to facilities management and maintenance management, or even making their teams and operation become more efficient. And but keep trying to answer this question. When we look to the industry, we understand that they want to do, or the industry wants to do more with current resources, make better and faster decisions, and actually be compliant with all of these SLAs and regulation. And the old school solutions like spreadsheets and paper and old school CMMSs, as a like system of records, they are not helping these industries anymore. We know that these old school phones, they were really able to connect us, and actually Nokia gave us the snake game, but this system of records, they are not a solution anymore. So what do we actually need? So we need something that processes all of this data and transforms this into intelligent insights, into an operational stream, and is able to automate the task execution. So how do we do it? So to answer this question, we created like an intelligent maintenance management platform, and the biggest differences are pretty much like it's a platform. So InfraSpeak, it's a world of native apps integrations and integration with IoT and smartphones. So when you are using InfraSpeak through the InfraSpeak Hub, you are able to connect all our native apps for asset management, stock management, preventive maintenance, corrective maintenance, plug sensors, and our NFC tags, along with other software you use like ERPs or Gmail or Microsoft Teams. and everything happens within the platform that we can connect everything you are using to attend your operation. At the same time, it's intelligent. So we created this technology thinking about helping the maintenance managers and facilities managers execute their tasks and perform their management work with much more intelligence involved. And that's why within the platform, we have this InfraSpeak gear, which is like the intelligent engine that actually gives suggestions when you are managing your operation, like suggests you to add this kind of equipment to a specific type of work order, or even creating like work orders or requests automatically within the platform. So the technicians, they are actually on the job and making things happen. And at the same time, it's everywhere. So the platform, it works online, it works even offline when the technicians are in the basement or when they don't have access to the internet. It works on a computer or even on a smartphone. So the technicians are in the field making things happen, but also managers, they have their operation on their hands. And this is pretty much connected with what I've just said. So applying NFC tags to identify all the equipment and see what's happening within that equipment, using smartphones, but also connecting to IoT, such as like sensors and etc. So it's flexible because it's a platform where you can plug things into. It's intelligent and it's everywhere. So finally, how does intelligent maintenance is actually impacting facilities management through InfraSpeak? It's pretty much like a loop. So with this platform, with our platform, you can collect data powered by this connectivity. Using the intelligence the platform brings to you, you can make better decisions and faster decisions, and actually make your teams work and be more efficient through automation, through better communication that actually collects even more data from the field that can give you the right insights for you to make decisions. So we are in this way to be the global platform for intelligent operations, because actually we believe that intelligent maintenance starts here with InfraSpeak. Thank you.
Thank you, Rui. Congratulations. Great presentation. Now let's listen to the questions and try to discuss a little bit. Miguel and Inês.
I can go now this time. Rui, thank you so much for the presentation, the creative slides. I confess I was missing this snake Nokia outlook for a long time. This is a great metaphor. So thank you so much for the energy here. It's great to see the bits and pieces of the integration, right, layer of the solution. I think even from, I would say, deployment perspective could be interesting to understand. So apart from the native applications that you have, so within the, right, that's what I understood, you already have an ecosystem of native apps. How do you actually then connect, and if actually you can connect and integrate with existing platforms from the client side, if that's something that you are able to do, and in terms of industry references, in terms of companies references, clients references, could you give us like 2 or 3 cases, real cases, just for us to to help us materialize how do your solution actually lands on the field?
Okay, thanks for the questions. Starting from the integrations point of view. So the first thing we did back in the past was like having like an open API to develop whatever you want and have these like custom integrations for our first customers. So, and based on that, we understood that having just the API was not enough. So we created an integrations team to develop like integrations to specific apps like ERPs or accounting systems, so that actually can connect the maintenance teams into the other departments within the company, with the finance department because they are using their ERP, or with the sales department because they are using their CRM. So, and this is the CRM is where the sales and marketing teams live, and the ERPs is where the finance or operation teams live. And the maintenance team lives within InfraSpeak, so we need to get connected with other systems for like billing or invoicing, or even to add new customers into the InfraSpeak platform so they can actually start operating the maintenance in those customers, okay? But this goes from complex platforms like ERPs or CRMs or whatever, up to like Microsoft Teams, when you create something within the planner in the platform and you add that event to, or you have the link for Microsoft Teams or any other kind of like this integration. So this is like the integration point of view. In terms of usage of the platform, so we work for property owners or facilities owners like hospitals or shopping malls or whatever, or hotels. And just to give you like a few examples, for example, all Vila Galé hotels are managed by using InfraSpeak in Portugal and in Brazil. All the intercontinental hotels in Portugal, and also like Porto Bay in Portugal and in Brazil, different hotels in Spain, Hilton hotels. So hotels are pretty much like a vertical for us, but also like hospitals and shopping malls. And at the same time, the facilities management companies like Sotecnica or Manvia or Orion Group in Brazil, because they are managing these facilities to their customers, and they use InfraSpeak to keep all the operation running. So integrating the suppliers and the customers within the platform, so they can have all the assets and manage everything within the platform. And at the same time, like manufacturing or cleaning companies like City and Essex in the UK, where they also manage all the operation using InfraSpeak with all the cleaning services and work orders their customers request directly into the platform. Because for them, it's very handy because they have all the assets within the platform. And when you are managing a lot of locations and thousands of assets, you can also give your customers a place where they can like report failures, ask the work orders directly into the system, and you can distribute this into your technicians, into your teams in the field.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Rui. That was really clear and and illustrative. Thank you.
Miguel, do you have any questions?
Yeah, Rui, congratulations. I've been following InfraSpeak for quite a years now. I believe it's a great enterprise, and it's growing very, very, very well. So congratulations also on your presentation. My question is, do you have agreements with the manufacturers, and do you use your knowledge that you bring from this platform to help other clients that have the same machine, the same model that you must have several clients with in order to foresee? I know that you try to make preventive maintenance, of course, but do you do this triangulation between manufacturer, the other clients, yourself, and how does this ecosystem work?
So that's definitely part of our vision. I think that's like the summit, so it's the top of that pyramid when we reach the manufacturers. To become more agile, that's why when we have like huge challenges, we try to be agile and we find like interesting things. So when we start using NFC tags and NFC technology, it was like us overcoming that challenge of integrating with the assets, because once you put like an NFC tag, you have like a middle technology that can actually helps you integrate with that asset. But in terms of like having these partnerships with the manufacturers, what we imagine in the future, it's when it comes to predictive maintenance and having other types of integrations that will be very useful. But we are already integrating with much more of like the sensors and IoT providers, much more than, for example, HVAC manufacturers, which are like much more complex in terms of operation. But actually, through our customer success team, we exchange a lot of experience from one case to another. So when we start, we have like more than 200 hotels within the platform, hotel groups. So for us, it's very clear what are the hotels industry's challenges, or what are like the airports or shopping malls or manufacturing challenges. And actually our customer success team helps a lot of customers overcome their challenges because they import and export experiences from other industries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rui.
Yeah.
We have a few questions here in the chat. Let me read one of those. And Bruno Alexandre Francisco, welcome again. You're being very active throughout these days. Your question is for Rui: have you thought about public services maintenance? For example, streets, public gardens, traffic lights, and public lights.
Yes. And we already have customers like managing like public services equipment, like traffic lights and something like that. Actually, when it's funny because when we were at 500 startups in the very beginning, so we are one of the 500 startups alumni, we were making that kind of research for San Francisco City, understanding what's the impact of having a platform like ours managing a city. And actually the opportunity it's huge. But we already have like facilities management companies and other technical services providers using our platform to manage like traffic lights and public equipment. It's a very interesting vertical as well.
Thank you, Rui, and thank you for replying to all the questions. Now we have to move on, and let's welcome Kagri from Estonia, right from Estonia, sharing with us the fantastic startup Duct.
Hi everyone, very nice to be here with you. Should I just jump in by sharing my screen?
Yes.
All right. So thank you for sharing. Duct, as you said, is a micromobility infrastructure solution where you can dock, lock, and charge any type of micromobility vehicle in one unified spot. Why is that important? Because this is happening. As you all know, micromobility is exploding, especially during the pandemic period as well. And all these vehicles are going to be coming into our life, not just scooters, but e-bikes, bikes, mopeds coming into our lives, into our city, looking for charging and parking solutions. And that's when we ask this question to ourselves, because our team has in total of 30 plus year automotive experience in the background in mobility projects in focus. So we're bringing a lot of mass production, integration, mobility experience into this field. But we believe that this was the most important question. So what about the cities? Because without the integration, this is the result. And this is happening today. If you're living in a city, you know what I'm talking about. And to solve this, when we first started this journey, we didn't start with saying like, okay, let's do a charging station. We decided to look into the pain points of the stakeholders. For example, we read more than 100 legislations that are being worked around the globe. And it was very obvious that the cities wanted to play a role here. And if you have a kid, you know what I'm talking about. Instead of giving a ticket to a bad behavior, it is a good way to award a good behavior. So cities need intermediaries like us to solve these issues and become a stakeholder and regulate the space. In terms of the operation side, more than 50% of the cost that the operators spend right now are going for operations and charging only, which is making this business very inefficient. And as you heard lately, there is a lot of focus on the efficiency and sustainability that brings us into the equation in the right time into the market as well. But there's also the end user side. There's security issues, there's vandalism issues, there's theft issues that are all creating problems for this actually supposed to be a useful industry. So that's our duty. We took that in hand, and then we said, just as any other mobility solution, micromobility also needs a smart, connected, dedicated infrastructure. Charging is an extra, which we do in a very sophisticated way as well. Let me tell you a little bit about that. There's 3 aspects that we solve from day one, and we keep our focus on these ones. The first one is the international patent that we hold. Because of the adapter that we developed, that you can interchange any vehicle and then use the same infrastructure, which makes this investment a very good investment for any business or any city, so that they can have a long-lasting solution for all these integration issues. Because if you compare it with cars, in 2 years, all the micromobility vehicles that you see in the street are going to change. So you want to invest smart. In another comparison, right now with EVs, you know, there's roads, rules, parking spaces, people are used to them. But in micromobility, there is no rules, there is no roads, people are not used to them. So it is more important to solve infrastructure integration issues while you're solving the charging systems as well. That's why this is a very important position that we received. The second is that since the end users are going to be the people who are going to use it at the end of the day, we need to have the best UX ever. And best UX is the one that you don't realize that it exists. So what happens is that if your vehicle has our adapter on, you just push the vehicle in, we read our smart adapter, we tell you which vehicle were in which condition, we end the ride automatically, we lock automatically, and then we charge automatically. So as an end user, all you need to do is push the vehicle in and leave. You don't even have to use your cell phone. We do everything for you. So you don't realize, but we solve all the things in the background, and we do that in 0.7 seconds right now. But there's also a very important aspect, the execution side. We believe sharing operators are not our direct customers. Although they are going to be paying customers, they are not our direct customers because they move around. But cities and the people living there and the companies that are working with these cities are always there, and they care to solve the problem for the city. So we created a model that's called infrastructure as a service, where we can scale these stations in city scale without charging the cities for any cost, in return of them giving us an access for the land, so that we can operate these stations while we're creating regulation for these cities. The operators that are using these solutions to have better operations pay for the services, and we share this payment with the cities, which means cities can have this solution without making an initial investment and start making money from it while regulating the space and integrating it. Another plus aspect here is that with one solution, you can have city bikes, private sharing operators, and people with their personal vehicles using the exact same solution. So it's a very smart way to integrate micromobility. The second model is a B2B. You're a business, you own a private land, or you're an energy company, you're an infrastructure company. You want to get into a new revenue stream while you're staying in your own business line. So you buy our stations, and then you create your business model on top of it, just like another consumer product. These things are 4G IoT devices. The opportunities are endless. Think of the gas stations just starting to spread around the world. These are the gas stations of the micromobility. There's, of course, the software side of this, because through all these streams, we're going to be learning every day to upscale our business models. Inside this last 1 year, we started our company during pandemic. We started our company. We closed our seed round with €4 million valuation, and we started mass production. But we also received a lot of prestigious awards. Also contacted with our market, which is a bigger award to us, because here the most valuable number, if you ask me, is the 52% here, which means that more than half of the people that we are in contact with right now are the people who found us and reached us, which means there's a very nice market product fit. To prove that, we started our taking orders by August. And since I said, like, it's the Corona time, it's the first year, so we were looking for a slow start, just like any other business in the world. So we had a target of 400 stations before the end of the year, which we sold 1,600 at this point. And we have around 6,000 stations in our pipeline before the spring of 2021. So it's a very big exponential growth that's coming up, and we're catching up with our Series A investment round starting. So the potential is that we did all this in 1 year. We have all the trademark, hardware, software, and the patent in our company, in-house. It is the right time. Duck team has the perfect background, and the market is ready, as you know. Our infrastructure as a service model is going to be rolled out in several European cities this summer, and then the return of investment is going to be 6 to 7 months. Thank you for listening. Please contact me for any type of question that you might have. We would love to hear what you think about it.
Thank you, Kagri. Amazing. Well done.
Thanks.
And please hurry up bringing your solution to Lisbon. We need it.
We're already in good conversation with some partners.
I know, Kagri. Fantastic. Questions from the jury, please. Ines or Miguel, who wants to go?
Hi, Kagri.
Hi.
Congratulations on your idea and the presentation. I think it was very, very clear. From what I understood, you're agnostic to the electric vehicle, right? So either how do you call it, a trottinette? How do you call it, a trottinette?
Imagine that. I mean, the industry is so new. The word micromobility is 2 years old in Wikipedia. So trottinette, all right, okay, you can call them anything. They are just trying to find their name right now.
Okay. The question is, if I am a person, a regular person on the street, and I have my own electrical vehicle, electrical trottinette, and I want to put on your charger, is that possible? How does that work?
As long as you have our adapter on, it is possible, and that's what we're trying to empower here as well. Because the name is keeping the secret inside it. Micro-mobility is something to be managed in micro level. The cities have micro needs where you need to solve them locally. For example, in Lisbon, there might be in the central area, there is more demand on people to have their own vehicle. Instead of paying operators over a year, you can just pay it once and then you can have your own vehicle. But there's a very interesting, funny caricature that I saw last week. There was 2 hills and then there was a rope connecting them, and there's some guy passing it, and there's a guy in the one hill saying like, "Oh my God, you're so brave," right? So if there was a bridge in between those hills, he's not brave. He's just, so it's all about infrastructure. I think cities supporting these kind of things are going to cause more and more people buying these vehicles, and then more and more personal solutions are going to be in our cities.
Okay. So because my question was because I thought that you were targeting, I don't know, Uber's like devices, Bolt like devices. But you are your end client, who is an enterprise, is it B2C or B2B? How do you position yourselves?
We have 2 very clear definition for the clientele right now, because we need to go by stages. We are creating this market. The first stage, we're working in B2B for private landowners and companies, right? In that, sharing operators can buy these stations, private landowners can buy these stations, infrastructure or energy providers can buy these stations and then operate them. Why? Because B2G side takes a longer period of time. So in 2 years, we believe it's going to be 80% B2G, where there is 20% B2B, because cities are bigger projects that you need to deal with, but takes time. So inside 2 years, that's when the third stage starts. That's the B2C. So you will be able to, because you're going to have access to enough stations that makes sense for you to ride around. So I believe it will start with B2B, getting strong in B2G, and B2C kicks in 2.5 years.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kagri. Ines, do you have any question?
Yeah, it was more a consideration, Kagri, and thanks for the presentation here. I think it was really clear, even the business model, and considering that you are about to launch, right, and all of this organic interest. I mean, I think it speaks right for itself. So congratulations above the presentation on the idea that you are bringing to the market. But so. Just a curiosity on how do you see it? So I'm sure, and this is the point, right? Like we are all, I think we are having another presentation on.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Okay, but just less consideration. So it's really on. Obviously, you found your niche, right, within this industry. That's a raw and recent industry. But could you share with us some projections on what do you see in the future? As in, do you think your product obviously will reply to this necessity that we are currently seeing? But how do you see, let's say, this smart cities necessities maybe in 5 years? How do you approach it?
Of course, I mean, there has been a great acceleration very recently with the pandemic.
Yeah.
We are seeing countries like France, UK bailing out their public transportation structures. because there's less people using the public transportation because of the pandemic. Yes, of course. But it will peak out back again. When people go back to life, we will forget about these things. But I believe around at least 30-40% of these people already lift the curtain. So they know that they can have these electric vehicles for their short-term travels inside the urban areas, right? So there's going to be more demand. But here is the most important part. The integration has to happen in scale, or else it will not get easier for people. And bicycle is a very good example for that. Bicycle has been in our life. Our grandfathers have been using them inside the city, right? But but now, since with this acceleration, we have like hundreds of new kilometers of road being added to the cities in matter of months.
Yes.
So in any kind of push, we always tend to move to the obvious, correct solution, right? That's just what happened with pandemic. I believe it will continue. It will enforce the trend. And then there will be more people using these vehicles. There will be a huge challenge with multimodality. I think there will be new types of vehicles coming into the market. And that is why we consider to have this flexible and universal approach rather than having just a solution for scooters or bikes. So that's something we are supporting. Another, I think, important aspect is to integrate these things into mobility as a service systems. I mean, if people are following us in LinkedIn, which I encourage you to do so, we are very updated there with the news. One of the latest news that we shared is integration of city cards into these stations. So when you get off a bus, you have a city card that you can unlock a scooter or a bike from the station and then continue on with your ride for the last mile, because that's the smart thing to do. You already have that solution, and must needs first mile and last mile to be integrated as well. So I think these kind of things are going to just make it better, spread more, and with great partnerships that we're looking forward to in Lisboa, I think we'll only get better from here.
Great. Thank you so much, Kagri.
Thank you as well. Thanks for everybody's time here, and great to be here with you guys.
Thank you, Kagri. Amazing. Now let's welcome Rui. I'm just reading here, Miguel, people are helping you out here in the chat saying that a trottinette is an electrical scooter. So here you go. Let's welcome Rui.
Scooter for me is where we go sitting. So yeah. But thank you anyway.
Rui, are you here? I think.
Hello. Yes.
Yes, you can start sharing your great pitch with us.
Okay, you can see.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm Rui from Beyond Energy, and we are a company based in Portugal, and we are about now over 20 people, between 20 and 30. What do we do? We make the first product we developed was an inverter, which is a device that converts the energy from a solar panel. And the particular thing is that it can plug directly into any common wall socket. What does this do? It allows us to create a kit like you see here that can be installed by yourself in 15 minutes out of the box, like an IKEA table, and can be plugged to any wall socket in your house, just like a house appliance. But instead of taking energy out of the socket, you will put energy into your house. So powering everything you have, your fridge, your TV, your electrical vehicle, and so on. So this was our first invention. So this is quite a powerful device. So it is able to provide you with energy for over 20 years. And just one panel alone, and you can put as many as you like a Lego. One panel alone can provide energy for 3 fridges or 5 computers or all your LED lighting. The second development that we have was to give another dimension to this, which is to visualize what's happening, to monitor how much energy you are producing, to monitor how much energy you are consuming, and get data, useful data for the users from this environment. So we actually had a lot of challenges on this in terms of reliability. So we decided to develop our own IoT system, which is now proprietary to us. So we are the only company in the world that uses this, and it's solved all our problems that we had with third-party options in terms of reliability of signal. For example, Wi-Fi can be unreliable. So we had that all these devices had to be super reliable. So we developed a system that can communicate between devices over 1 kilometer distance. So we can actually connect houses together or whole buildings through our internal networks. The next dimension of this is the app, where you can visualize everything that's happening with your energy, with your kids, actually as well as with your smart devices and your community as well. So we have this both in app and dashboard formats. And this is the next direction that we want to go. So to integrate energy communities and to help companies to generate these communities, electrical companies to create these communities, to connect houses between each other and share energy between themselves. And we can do this accounting and the balance of energy within the customer's application to create the energy companies of the future, which are based in the consumer producing energy, the consumer sharing energy between each other. So it's going quite well. So we currently have our system installed in over 30,000 homes, over 20 countries already. And despite the COVID last year, we had actually doubled our revenue from just over $1.5 million to 3 million last year. So really happy about that, and I think we have done even better if it was not for the logistical difficulties created by COVID. So it's booming. We chose the right path. It is clear that everything is coming together through the direction that we chose, which is to empower the consumer of the electrical companies. It is a product that seems to be focused on an end customer, and it can be done so end customers could buy it. But to create this exponential growth with very little investment, which we don't have yet raised any funding because we are currently profitable. So we will be looking to raise a bigger round in the coming year. The only way to grow this fast was to partner with big electrical companies that could reach millions of customers. And currently in Portugal, we are cooperating for over 5 years with the Energies of Portugal. And if you see the advertisement for solar in your home, it's most likely to be our system, and it will most likely be connected to a socket. So this is and has been done for quite some time. So we are Beyond Energy. We are connecting the power of people. Thank you.
Awesome, Rui. Thank you. Thank you for sharing with us. Now for some questions, Miguel and Inês, and there's a lot of questions here in the chat as well. So let's do it, Miguel and Inês.
Okay. Thank you, Rui, for the presentation. I didn't knew Beyond, so I think it's an excellent idea, and it's on top of everybody's mind. This kind of solutions. I have two questions. One is the hardware done by you as well, or you buy it from somebody else?
No.
And regarding IoT, the devices are connected through Wi-Fi, or do you have, I don't know, narrowband RT, LoRa? How does that work?
So everything that we developed, we develop and manufacture it. So it's end-to-end developed and manufactured by us. The solar devices, we don't do the solar panels. That's the only thing that we don't make. Everything else in terms of electronics, communications, IoT, and to your second question, IoT protocol, we develop our own protocol. So it's not any standard protocol that you know. So to have the specs that we require, which is a mesh network that can communicate between devices in a kilometer range, there's no, at a low cost, without using any communication networks. This doesn't exist. So we had to create it. Yeah.
Okay, great. But but that doesn't that makes it harder for the adoption, because other vendors, other producers, it will be more difficult to make a community of products. Why did you opt for that way and not to have an open platform?
Yes. The reason is, first, we want to provide the full ecosystem to the electrical companies. So companies that are either selling energy or companies that would like to sell energy in the future. For example, we have examples in Portugal like Mel, making a Mel energy. So there's a big movement in this front. And our goal is to provide an end-to-end solution for these companies to attract new customers, to engage new customers, to create communities for them. And we provide the whole technology platform for them to use. So they just have to attract customers using our concepts, and we will manage the whole platform for them and create all the devices needed for this transformation. So we don't really require integration with other devices. And if we add other devices, they can be integrated using APIs. They do not require to be in our very stable and reliable network in order to operate. We can communicate with a washing machine or an electrical vehicle through APIs. We don't, we would like to create our own network, because it's quite difficult to communicate between your router and an energy meter that is 50 meters away from it. There's no technology to do this. So we had to create it. That's why nothing exists right now that gives this kind of reliability in specifications. I hope there existed, so we didn't have to have all this work, but we also created value, of course. But there doesn't. Zigbee or Wi-Fi, or of course there are other mobile networks that could work, but they are costly. So, and a little bit hard to integrate all these IoT devices. For example, if we have 100 IoT devices in your home, it's complicated for all of them to have a SIM card. So maybe in the future, but right now it's complex. Yes.
Clear. Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you, Rui. Inês, you have questions?
Yes, thank you so much, Rui. It was very interesting to see the presentation, and clear as well. In terms of, and obviously it's a curiosity more on the a feasible side of things, but when you enter the implementation and deployment phase, which type of requirements do you actually feel that are more relevant? And also in terms of, I would say partnerships, or even really the final clients that you are addressing at the moment, which type of references or use cases do you feel are more suitable to your technology? So which ones do you feel, there's a specific niche, or even, a vertical that you feel it's more oriented and more tailored to the technology that you developed and they are currently, positioning to the market?
Yeah, so the best example that we have is Energies of Portugal, EDP, that we were one of their first solutions that will take them from just selling energy and giving you a bill to a company that would partner with you and provide you solutions that will help you to save energy, to produce renewable energy, and to be engaged and to understand what's energy, how to produce it. It's not just a bill, it's not just a cost. You understand what it takes to produce energy, you value your energy, and you start to value the company that provides you energy. And so we help EDP in this sense to transition to a company that would value their customers, that would like to retain their customers when competition comes in with lower prices. So they need to engage people in a more complex and more meaningful way. So that's what we provide. And another example that could be what is upcoming, and companies we are working with in different areas of the world, and each one chooses to use our solution in a different way. And we are just beginning. So this whole platform is being released just last year. So the use cases are many. But Meo Energies could be one example. So if they want to attract customers, they need something exciting. It cannot be just we sell kilowatt hours. That doesn't excite anybody. But if we have a solar system that allows you to produce your own energy, very simple, very affordable. And by the way, you can integrate with your community, connect with your neighbors, exchange energy. This is all, another world of engaging with energy for us as a company and technology developers. For consumers, totally different way to see energy, and for the energy company themselves, as well as service companies that now see an exciting way to get into the energy market. So it's a big project, I think, and this transformation is happening worldwide. So big energy companies are facing huge competition from small companies, and even companies from other sectors of services like Meo coming into their, and Altis coming into their turf, let's say. So they need to resort to technologies to differentiate.
Right?
Yeah. So
bring some layer of differentiation. That was great. Thank you so much, Rui. It was really, really interesting hearing your pitch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rui. We have a few questions on the chat. From Bruno Alexandre Francisco again. He tells us he's been following Beyond Energy for a while now, and he asks you, can you control the energy you produce and consume versus, on the other hand, the one you put on the network? So can you have these metrics?
Yes. So because we can control our whole IoT and the devices connected in this network, we can, for example, detect excesses of energy and start charging your car automatically. We can water your garden automatically, do your washing, and you actually go into your house and you don't know why this machine is working, or why my car is charging, or why my swimming pool is being cleaned, or my garden being watered. This is all controlled by this intelligence of the system, and all in the concept that we have free energy now. So let's put any task that can be scheduled to this stage. So we can choose when the tasks are being performed, and you can control this energy output in any way you want. And you can control whether it goes out of your house to your neighbor's house, or you can just use it in a maximum way within your house. So that will be your choice.
Very quick, thank you. Just one more quick question, and this one is very, very direct. It's from Maria Nuno Fonseca, and she asks how your solution is reflected on bills at the end of the month.
Yeah, so you can go for an extreme reduction if you have a very good optimization, and you can store energy in your hot water tank, for example, or your electrical vehicle. Then you can reduce dramatically your energy consumption. Or if you just want to have a kid and have fun with this experience to produce your energy and have some savings, that's possible too. So within this range also adapts to your budget. If you have 300 euros to spend, or if you have 30,000, that will be a different level of savings. So you can be from total to 5 fridges worth of energy, which is still quite a lot.
Thank you, Rui. Thank you for your answers as well. Just to try to make sure you get back to these people on the chat as well. Okay. We will get back to you as well. So that's it. We've reached the end of these amazing pitch sessions. We had the future of healthcare on the first day, also data and cybersecurity. Today, in the morning, we discussed 5G for business and now connected cities. It was truly amazing having all these startups with us, sharing their experience and their solutions. And also, we have to thank NOS and Miguel for also making this startup world possible, and also, of course, to Microsoft. Who had the concept and all the support throughout this preparation and throughout the event. So this was fantastic, 4 amazing pitch sessions, and that's it from now. And let's keep on talk to each other on the platform. And I hope you had a great time. We sure had. So have a good time. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, João.
Thank you.